Good morning, children. Wishing you all a very lovely morning. Today, we learn a very important topic, noun and its kinds. Children, if I say the doctor gave him an injection, his friend Ram took him to the hospital. He bought a book from a shop. In these sentences, the words doctor, injection, Ram, hospital, book, shop, they are nouns. A noun, as we know, can name anything: a person, place, animal, action, quality, feeling, or a thing. And the word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. If I say the word thing, it includes all the things that we can perceive by the senses. That is, we can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, and also all the things that we can think of, like beauty, bravery, honesty, truth, sleep, death, etc. So, without naming such things, no one would know what we are talking about. So, therefore, a noun is a naming word. A noun is a word which names a person, place, animal, action, quality, feeling, or anything that we can think of. Nouns are of 5 different kinds. They have been classified into 5 kinds, right? They are proper nouns, common nouns, collective nouns, material nouns, and abstract nouns. If we talk about proper nouns, a proper noun is the name of some particular person, place, or thing. For example, if I say, Sanjay is my younger brother. Over here, Sanjay is the name of a boy, and I'm talking about a particular person, that this boy named Sanjay is my younger brother. Allahabad is a famous city. So here, I'm not talking about any city. Rather, I'm talking about a particular city, Allahabad. Similarly, if I say the Gita is a sacred book, I'm not talking about anything in general or about any book. Rather, I have specified that I'm talking about the particular thing or the book, that is the Gita. Always remember that proper nouns begin with capital letter. You can see some more examples on the screen. Sohan, Rahim, Neetu, Rekha, Bengaluru, Lotus Temple, etc. These all are names of particular persons or cities, right? And they are all beginning with capital letter. Second kind of noun is common noun. Common, the word, does not denote any particular person or thing, but it refers to the thing. So you can say that it is common to any and every person or thing of the same kind. For example, if I say the boy lives in a village, so over here I'm referring to the boy, that word that has been used, I'm referring to the name in common. It could be any boy. I'm not talking about a particular boy. It could be referred to any. Or if I say the boys are playing in the park, over here, boys, the word boys denotes a class, that is a group of boys, right? So words denoting persons or things of the same kind or class, or you can say that words referring to any and every person or thing of the same kind, are common nouns. Then the third kind of noun is collective noun. Now, the word collective stands for a number of persons or things grouped together as one complete whole. For example, if I say, his family is a happy one, over here the word family stands for parents, brothers, sisters, etc. as one complete whole, right? Then if I say, there are 3 teams, so here the word team stands for a number of players. Or if I say army, like for example, our army defeated the enemy, so here the word army stands for a number of soldiers. Therefore, collective noun is the name of a number or collection of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole or one unit. Some more examples of collective nouns, like a group of soldiers are known as an army, right? Or a group of sheep, goats, or birds, we call it as flock. A group of people gathered together, we call them as crowd, and so on. Like a group of sticks, we call it as a bundle, or a group of grapes, keys, or bananas, we call it as bunch. So these are some examples of collective noun. Now, remember that a collective noun as a subject takes a singular verb. For example, if I say the army is on its march, so over here the army, right? So we are talking about army as one individual whole, and hence the verb is singular. But if we say the jury were lunching, now over here the noun jury refers to the members of a group individually, so it takes a plural verb. Then the fourth kind of noun is material noun. Material noun denotes the matter or material, or you can say substance, of which things are made. For example, if I say this shirt is made of cotton, so over here it is referring to the material of which the shirt is made of, that is cotton. Glass is used in making bottles. So in this sentence, the bottles are made out of the substance glass. So it refers to the material or substance of which things are made. So more examples for material noun are iron, wood, gold, cotton, water, bread, honey, milk, butter, rice, oil, wheat, etc. Fifth, and the last, not the last, but of course the fifth kind of noun is abstract noun. Now, abstract noun is the name which is given to a quality, action, or state that can only be felt or thought of. It cannot be seen, it cannot be touched, because abstract nouns have no form, size, weight, or color. It refers to the mental concept. You can say that it refers, or it means that these things exist only as a mental concept. Of course, it has other meanings too. Examples of abstract noun are kindness, politeness, hardness, honesty, bravery, wisdom, etc., referring to the quality. Laughter, robbery, movement, judgment, hatred, etc., referring to the action. Manhood, childhood, youth, slavery, sleep, sickness, death, etc., referring to the state. Now, there are also names of some games, arts, and sciences which are also included in abstract nouns. For example, physics, cricket, science, drawing, music, right? Now, several abstract nouns are formed from adjectives, verbs, as well as common nouns. From adjectives like kindness, from the adjective kind, the abstract noun cruelty, from the adjective cruel, proud, from the adjective pride. So most abstract nouns are formed in this way. Then the formation of abstract nouns from verbs like life from the verb live, growth from the verb grow, thought from the verb think, and so on. Abstract nouns, as I said, are also formed from common nouns like manhood from man, friendship from friend, patriotism from patriot. There are also abstract nouns which can be formed by adding suffixes, like by adding the suffix ment at the end, like punish, punishment, enjoy, enjoyment, treat, treatment. Then by adding the suffix al, like approve, approval, withdraw, withdrawal, arrive, arrival. Then by adding neff, the suffix ness, like busy, busyness, happy, happiness, sweet, sweetness, lonely, loneliness, great, greatness. Then also by adding the suffix tion, like at, action, prevent, prevention, invent, invention, attract, attraction, correct, correction, admire, admiration. So these are some abstract nouns. We also have countable and uncountable nouns. Now, countable means noun that has both a singular and a plural form. It can be used in the singular with a, the article a, and in the plural with many and with numbers, right? Like many books, 5 chairs. So countable nouns are the names of objects, people, etc. that we can count, right? Suppose if I have to refer to one book, so I'll say book, boy, house, pencil. And if I have to refer to more than one, if the number is specified, then of course I'll say maybe 2 books, 4 boys, 3 pencils, 10 houses, etc. You should remember that countable nouns can be quantified by numbers. They have singular and plural forms. We can use article a, an, or the number 1 or any number before them. Many can also be used before at times, like many books, alright, many houses, many pencils, many boys. Then uncountable nouns are the names of things which we cannot count, and it does not have a plural form. Therefore, it can be used in the singular with words like some, much, more. Like we cannot say milks, we can say some milk, much noise, right? So, uncountable nouns are quantified by amounts rather than numbers. They have only one form, that is singular. We cannot use article a, an, or any number one, okay, before the uncountable nouns. We can use much, any, some before them. And remember that mostly all abstract and material nouns are uncountable nouns. So, children, with this I conclude the session. Go through the video again, revise the topic, and remember, practice makes a man perfect. So you need to practice as well. So this is all for today, children. Have a nice day ahead.